guys, Joe here from XFoxGames, and we have the DartZone MK-2.1. This is basically like what I consider the evolution, the bigger brother to the MK2 here, which when that thing came out, it was an absolute just kind of industry breaker where people are like, man, that thing shoots hard, it's compact, and I still see a lot of these out on, my current wars that I go to. I still see a lot of people using that. However, I think they might probably switch over to these. These just, I feel like, have a little more potential, but also just kind of taking all the consideration and all the things that I've always wanted to happen on the MK2 to be done on the MK2.1. Let's just throw up a quick thing here so you guys can kind of see a compare between the two. So if we throw this up, you could see, I mean, the MK2 it's lighter. I'm going to give you that. It is lighter. However, I do feel like with the internal mags, it was always kind of difficult to kind of maintain, right? You had to carry a lot of those kind of quick reloaders around. Maybe that was your thing. Maybe it wasn't. But I always felt like the internal mag was great for a last-ditch effort. But sometimes, you survive it, and you got to have another mag or two without doing the quick reloaders. But you can see they're kind of close. Not exact, but kind of close. The MK2.1 definitely has a longer back and kind of compensates for the front where that big, huge orange muzzle used to be last time. So I wanted to get that out of the way because I knew a lot of people were probably going to ask that. But also, too, before we start, I got to give a big thank you to all the fine folks over there at Primetime Toys and DartZone. Thank you for sending me this out. I know the Xbox fans love this, being able to kind of see this thing, hopefully before it is actually released out into the market. But this thing is still super sweet. Let's hop right into the box. So, like I said, back on the other, the DartZone products, opening this box is crazy. It feels like you're opening something really, really premium. On the inside, it comes with pretty much all the accessories you need. I've always said that DartZone stuff is always box to field ready. You could just grab this box, go to your local games, take everything out of the box, you're ready to rock and roll. I mean, you're shooting probably at their limit, you have great eye protection, and you're ready to go. But so everything here in the box, absolutely phenomenal. One of the biggest things about this box that I like is the goggle set. I know I talked about it before on my previous review, but the goggle set in this is, for me, top tier. Someone who wears glasses, it's nice to have kind of the goggles go around it, but also give you the ability to not pinch the side of your glasses here, so it's squishing them or it's hurting your face. I could wear those goggles all day long on my face and not have an issue with, pinching or being uncomfortable. And that is what I like. The kind of rubberiness here of the goggle set is awesome. It doesn't really hurt my face or anything like that. And they're breathable. So you're not going to be fogging up or anything like that. I always see when I lend out some goggles and things like that, they tend to fog up, or you have other goggle systems. And who wants to play like that with foggy goggles where you can't see? I think these are, and it's going to be a great addition to my Nerf arsenal because these are going to be something that I can lend out knowing that they're going to perform great, they're not going to fog, and they're going to be comfortable for little kids, adults, teens to wear, and they're not going to be turned off by the sport by having foggy goggles. Much like paintball did for me way back in the day when I first started, having foggy goggles, you guys know it. It doesn't matter what gear you have. If you can't see, it's not going to be fun. So let's take a look at this blaster in the hands. Again, all the DartZone products that I put in my hands, man, it's just great. It just feels really, really good. Sleek, to the point. It just feels competitive, if that's a thing. But look at that. That red, gray, orange is kind of the staple for the DZP stuff, the Pro line. It's just great. It feels really, really good. One of the things to note here is this grip. So this grip, unlike some of the other DZP stuff, it was wrapped around it. So if you moved it a little bit, it kind of would shift and move, very similar to the MK1.2 or the 1.1 and 1.2. But this has it kind of, I don't even know what they did here, molded it, melted it into the plastic so it's not moving. So you could really torque on this with your hand, and those grips are not moving. They're staying still comparison to some of the previous ones. If you really torqued or went sideways, it would tend to shift and you'd have to kind of reset it. But I like how they did that. It is built right into the plastic, and it is grippy. It's just built right in, so I don't have to worry about it shifting or anything like that. This does come along with 3 mags. When I first looked, I thought it was only 2 mags, but they do have one in the blaster itself. And these mags, I mean, for the most part, they look great. They have that kind of lip on the top, which reminds me of the same lip that was built into the internal mag on the DartZone MK2. So yeah, 3 mags I think is awesome, and I do know they sell more of these, which you'll be able to pick up in case you want to pick up a few extra mags to run a few more loads. But yeah, these mags are great. They feel great. they just, yeah, they feel really, really premium inside the hands. Now, this does come with a mag holder, so you can fit 2 of them in there, and yeah, it's just kind of nice. I tend to not go for the kind of this hard plastic holder. I tend to use a little bit bigger of a cloth one. I feel like sometimes I can carry more in there, and it's just a little less forgiving on like my hips or wherever you decide to carry this, on your leg, your hip, your chest, wherever it may be. Now, these mags do fit inside the old MK2 holder, so if you wanted to go that route, you can. So you can see I got one of the old quick things here. They don't fit exactly in there, but I mean, they fit for the most part, but they're not really like clipped in like you get the clip-in feel of the one that comes with the 2.1. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're more this style, perfect. Or if you wanted to use the old one, it's perfectly fine. Whatever you decide. I kind of like this because it's a little bit minimal comparison to this, but yeah, whatever you decide. This does come along with the bamboo darts, which you guys know are kind of like my top tier darts. It just kind of depends on the distance. So with these, you tend to shoot, I don't want to say extremely, but you tend to shoot at least 10 to 12 FPS, 20 FPS higher than, say, you know, a DartZone Max or an Adventure Force Pro Dart. You tend to shoot higher, and the reason is because there's less friction and it's lighter. The accuracy with these over a distance is not as great as the Max darts as well as the other Pro darts. I'm going to give you that. So for me, I tend to shoot these, and that's just kind of the classic that we've seen. These give you roughly about 140 FPS, but the accuracy is so much better when you guys will see it here in our review. So you only get one tactical rail on the bottom here. That is perfectly fine for me. I did wish they carried one maybe on the top here. I know some people are going to want that, but as of right now, there is no tactical rail on the top, just on the bottom. But you know what? As a secondary for me, that is perfectly fine. I tend to never put a scope or some type of red dot on these. I think that aiming it, you know, and being right there is good enough for me. So let's get out and let's shoot this thing. Now, what I want to note is, at first I was shooting the bamboo darts, and these things, bamboos, yeah, I was shooting about 165, but you could see the accuracy is not great. It's just too hard and too light of a dart, but if you're close, I could see the benefit. You're close, you're quick, you get that extra speed. But if you're shooting anything roughly at 25 feet plus, I would recommend shooting the Adventure Force Pro or the DartZone Max stuff, whatever you can get, you know, at your local Target or Walmart. But yeah, the other, you know, the DartZone stuff, the Adventure Force Pro stuff and DartZone stuff roughly shot about 140. And that's perfect because that's going to be right on par with kind of what my wars shoot at. We're at 150, so this thing's shooting at 140. I could see this thing being used quite heavily by, you know, other members in my crew, which is awesome. But I would love to get more mags. I only have 3 right now, but maybe I'll get a few more later. But you can see, you know, it's shooting straight. It shoots great. It's really easy to prime. Definitely one of the top firearms. I would for sure pick this over the MK2. So for all you guys who are like, which one would you pick? I would pick this one over the MK2. And there's another reason why here, which we'll see in a moment. But you can see it's a classic DZP, you know, sidearm type blaster. It just shoots really, really good. And with the DartZone Max darts, it just shoots even more accurate. So there you go. I always say it, go back and watch that if you guys want to. I kept that kind of short. One of the things that I've seen, I think it was on American Foam's video, you're able to stick like all kinds of darts in here from Rival to Ultra and be able to shoot it out. So you kind of got this extra muzzle here. I mean, I tried it, but I didn't like really go into an extent. I might, you know, do another video later. I say go check out American Foam's channel if you guys want to see that. But still, this thing is awesome. It does come with one of these kind of leg, hip, I don't know what you want to call this, holsters here. Now, with the holster, it is a hard plastic, and it does hold the blaster very well. Don't get me wrong. I don't typically use these. I would put it on my hip. I usually don't like things hanging off my leg, but it's built pretty well. It's made out of the same kind of hard plastic as the mag holder. So it looks really well, and it's adjustable. So you can kind of move it to the right and left. So when it's on your leg, you can move it to the right and left to whatever fits you. So, you know, if pulling it out this way is better, or maybe you guys like having it like that so you can pull it out the front. I don't know. Whatever is easy for you, you can rotate it. I might just bring it just in case, you know, the kiddos or something like that want to use this. Then they can put it in there and have it as a secondary. Still a nice featured piece to be included in the package. So overall, guys, you know, I think the MK 2.1 is for sure a definite upgrade to the 2. for sure. I still think the 2 rocks, but I think the additional kind of upgrades and molding and things that they've done to this blaster just kind of put it above the 2.1, especially with the new mags. I really like that feature instead of the internals, but maybe still people want to rock this thing, and I have nothing against the 2, nothing at all. I still think it's a great blaster, but I think I might rock this now that I know that I can sport a few different more muzzle types up there, or different ammo types up there. Might throw a couple of those in my pouch, but still a great blaster. Again, I want to thank the people over at DartZone and Primetime Toys for sending this over to the Fox crew here so I can do a review for you. But when this thing comes out, or maybe you're watching this and it's already come out, I would say pick one up. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised by this sidearm here. It's definitely kind of blowing my mind in what they can pack into such a small blaster here. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Leave it down in the comments below. Thanks again, Fox fans.